Okay, so I am recording and we're going to talk about how to maximize your income tonight, but I do want to go over a few announcements. So let's do this. As I'm going through announcements, if you guys have anything or questions, then jump in, okay? And then I'll go through kind of like the presentation for maximizing income, and then we can open it up for more questions if you want. Deal? Okay. Can everybody see my screen? Cool. All right. So just a few announcements for everybody. I know some of you guys got the opportunity to go to Super Weekend, and hopefully you got to enjoy that. It's always fun to go to the quarterly events because there's usually a live workout. Sometimes you get to even see a super trainer. There's always really exciting announcements. And plus it's a really good way to hang out and meet up with local coaches. I know sometimes we get into our own little team bubble, and sometimes it's nice just to brainstorm and like bounce things off other coaches who aren't on our team. So I kind of like the Super Weekend, Super Saturday events for that reason too, because you get to network with some people in your area. And then secondly, so we've been talking about doing this coaching sneak peek webinar. And so although we may not have a ton of time to invite to it and share the link to it, I think it'll still be good to get it done. And then that way we'll have a YouTube link that we can send to people that we are talking about the coaching opportunity. And Katie and Kristen volunteered to chat. I need one more person who would talk for about 5 minutes. And it's simply just going to be kind of sharing your coaching story, why you signed up as a coach, kind of where your business is at now, and some of your goals, like maybe 5 minutes.
I don't mind doing that if you need me to do that.
Okay, thank you. And we can figure out, as we go forward, we can redo some, we can do like one a month, and then just like keep recording them and adding them to YouTube, if that works for you guys. But at least it would give you a link that you can send to somebody if you're talking to them like on the 1st of the month, and we don't have a sneak peek scheduled until like the 18th, so just to give them a good idea. And it's great, I think, to hear from multiple coaches at different levels in the business as well, especially for people who would be coming in as new coaches. So thank you, Courtney. And I'll get over the details, Courtney, Katie, and Kristen. We can kind of chat amongst ourselves to figure that out. Cool. So I wanted to talk just briefly about Team Cup. Team Cup is coming up, and what it is the entire month of February, we are on teams of 5. So we basically create our own teams of 5, and you can't have more than 2 diamonds on a team, and you can only have 1 star diamond on a team. So, but everybody else can be a new coach or an emerald coach, and you're basically working to get points, and the points that you're earning get you prizes for the month. And so, for example, there's an individual prize. If you individually hit Success Club, you get a 21-day fixed cutting board. And then if the whole team hits Success Club, which is always the goal, is to work together to hit it, then you get a Transform 20 thermal long sleeve shirt. So that's like the coveted prize. So you want to push to get to Success Club so you get that point. And the way you get points is every Success Club point you earn, you get a point. And then every time you rank advance, you get 3 points. And then if somebody registers for Summit, you get 2 points. But I know most of us who are going to Summit are already registered. So it would basically be earning points through Success Club and through rank advancement. And we'll be doing that the whole month of February. And then there's even like national prizes and top prizes too, if you happen to do really, really well. And I will say this, Allison and I teamed up once because they used to do it with teams of 2, and Allison and I actually won back in November of 17. And we each won $1,000, right? Yeah. So it's just kind of a fun little competition just to kind of hang out. Obviously, we all kind of work together anyway, but to really push Success Club for the month of February, to work together to get some really fun prizes. Oh, and then there's a tent as well. So if everybody hits Success Club 10, then you get a fun tent. But just some fun prizes. So we can talk about that more in our thread and kind of figure out how we want to do teams, because we're going to have to kind of be strategic about it based on like some people's ranks. All right. So we'll work on that tomorrow. Is that cool? New coach training. So I'm finalizing everything for new coach training with my assistant. She is working to get all of the YouTube trainings loaded. I've got all of the documents loaded, and it's basically running like an online course. So you will have access. You will be able to enroll your new coaches with their email address. And then you're kind of participating with them, so you can always check in to see if they've done the work. All right. So it runs just like an online course. But what I want to do is once she has everything finalized, and just remember, this is the first time, so it might be a little rough. But once we have everything done, then I think I want to plug everybody kind of back in so we can all see how it works together. Right. Is that cool? So the goal is to have that kind of launch or start on Monday. And then next Tuesday, I'm going to run our first Emerald call. So basically anyone on our team who is not an Emerald coach, who's still like a brand new coach or has not enrolled 2 coaches yet, I want to start a bi-weekly Emerald call. So the first one will be next Tuesday night, and I'll be running those, and you're free. You guys are welcome to join. You don't have to, but it's basically just stressing the importance of going Emerald in your organization and all of the benefits that come with that. And then also, you guys know that the Success Club Trip 2020 is just open for registration today. So for the next few days, it'll be people who like Elite, Premier, those kind of coaches, and then they'll open it up based on Success Club points earned in 2018. So I know Allison was talking about there's an opt-in list. So I would go ahead and opt in just wait to see if you get that invitation. And I was telling Courtney this, but they do 2 waves. So they'll probably open up like 6,000 spots. So you should have a pretty good, my husband is super loud. Can you hear him? He's been on a conference call since 10 o'clock this morning, just now getting off. But anyway, they'll open up 2 waves, which will be about 6,000 spots. So I think you guys would all have a really good chance of getting on, but just remember to get on that opt-in list so that you do get an invitation. All right. And then as far as how that works, you do have to pay a deposit, but every Success Club point you earn is trip dollars. And so if you earn up to Success Club 5, you'll get or if you earn say Success Club 4 even, they would give you like $5 per point. So you get like $20. But if you walk in Success Club 5 or 10, then they're going to give you $10 per point. So for example, if you hit Success Club 10 every month, then you have $100 going toward that trip every single month. And the trip usually ends up being somewhere around $1,200. So if you're hitting 10 every month, by the end of the year, your trip is paid for, which is pretty awesome. And in the month of January, it's double dollars. So you would get, like $200 if you hit Success Club 10 this month. All right.
Yeah. And that includes like you and your spouse, like your price. So even if you don't earn that much money, it's like the cheapest vacation you can get.
Yeah. And it's all inclusive. So that's food and alcohol.
And we just pay to get there, right?
Yeah. You do have to pay for your own flight. But Beachbody, this will be my 3rd one, and they go above and beyond. They make you feel so welcome. They throw parties. Obviously it's all inclusive. So all the food you want is already there, but they go above and beyond because this is not like Summit. Summit's like a working trip because you're doing training all the time. But the Success Club trip is like a party. It's a celebration. So it's just fun, and you just have a good time. You take your spouse, and even if you do take your kids, it's super cheap to take them. I'm taking my kids this year, and it was only like an extra $300 total to take my kids on a full week cruise. So, and then the rest of my trip was paid for. So that's kind of how that works. I do want to talk to you guys a little bit. So we've got the retreat coming up March 1st and 2nd. So hopefully we can get a list of everyone who can come finalized by mid-February. I'm super excited about that. We've got Summit coming up in July. But I do want you guys to start thinking about round 2 of Transform 20. I don't know what the best approach would be, if it would be good to bring people back into our group or start a new preview group. I don't know what the answer is, but if you guys can start thinking about that and kind of how, because usually around the halfway point is when we would promote like round 2. So here in a couple weeks, we'll start talking about it again, prepping for a round 2. So think about that and then share what your thoughts are, if you guys don't mind. Cool?
Our thoughts now, or do you want me to hold off?
Well, it doesn't matter. If you want to share now, go now.
Well, my one thought is I don't want to have to check into another group.
Right.
So adding them makes more sense to me. But does that take away from the people who have paid for it and they're in the group? I don't know. But I definitely don't want to have to check into another group.
Right.
I don't have time. I don't want to.
And
That's my main thought.
I agree with that. And I do think, part of it being like exclusive or a test group is, everybody knows that the non-members were removed. So we can still think about this and think of a strategy. I just, like you said, Courtney, I don't want to be having to post in 50,000 groups, but I do want it to be exclusive and unique. And I don't know. Let's think about this.
Okay.
All right. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and go into like the meat of our call. Is that cool? And just talk a little bit more about volume, because I really want to show you guys kind of how the earning potential can work with this company. I know like as a new coach, it's really hard to see sometimes because you're just making commissions off of what you sell, but I really want to break it down as far as how volume works and how team carryover volume works, team volume works. I'm going to move this over. So you might have to enlarge this, and I'm going to upload all of these slides as well into our team page so you guys have them. But when you log into your coach office, you can always go to Monitor My Business and look at your team volume. And so you always have a strong leg and a weak leg. And the way that it works is you are paid a team cycle bonus based on your rank. So if your rank is diamond, you get $18 per cycle. If you're an emerald, you get $14 per cycle. So if you look kind of at my list here, my left side is my weak side, where my right side is stronger because there's more volume over there. So you have to have 200 on one side and 100 on the other. So if you look at that and you divide, if I'm looking at the current week, if you divide so far, I would have 16 cycles. So I would just basically take my lower number divided by 100. And so if you see my left leg volume, it's at 1666. So that would be about 16 cycles. And so far this week, based on the volume I have, my team cycle bonus would be $288 because of the volume that's there. So as you start to grow your organization, your paychecks will flip from commission-based to team cycle bonus. You'll see kind of those ratios start to move, those percentages. Whereas right now, when you look at your paycheck, it's probably a ton of commission and maybe some subscriptions. And then maybe your team cycle bonus is like $14 or $18, or maybe it's like, 28 or 36. But you'll really start building volume over time. And so that's kind of how volume works, is you have this strong and weak leg, and you first have to figure out which side is your strong leg and which side is your weak leg. And as you start to grow your business, then you want to be strategic about where you're placing people in your downline. Okay? So you also have what's called carryover volume, and mine is awful. So if you look here, carryover volume is all of the volume you can't tap into. So if we went back to that previous slide, you saw that I had a ton of volume on that right side. Well, I'm not producing enough on my weak leg to maximize the full bonus cycle potential. So that goes into what's called carryover. So if you look at mine, I have 669,000 carryover volume points. So you know what that means? I have $60,000 sitting in a bank that I cannot tap into because I don't produce enough volume on my weak side. And so that's why it's super important to, once you kind of get yourself to diamond, to really understand like how to build that weak leg. And that weak leg comes from placing people on your weak side. And it also comes from working coaches bringing in volume on your weak side to keep up with your strong leg. Now, some of you guys may not have a super strong leg, and your weak and strong leg may flip back and forth. So that's totally possible as well. There's no advantage or disadvantage to either. Obviously, I can't make this money. I can't tap into that money unless I were to get just a ton of volume on my left side. But just know that your volume does carry over, so that even the next week, if say you do get some weak side volume, you can cycle through and then that carryover volume number will decrease. Okay. So going on, I wanted to show you guys kind of a comparison of January. So January of 2016, I had been a coach about 8 months, and you can see my paycheck was like $337. But if you look at the top, most of that money, that 238 of that was just retail commission. So that was strictly sales. And you can see my team bonus was about $90. So I was only cycling 4 or 5 times because I didn't have a huge team at that time. I don't even think I'd hit 1 star yet. I was still a diamond coach. But if you go over another year where I had been a coach close to 2 years, you can see my paycheck pretty much goes up, up to 600 something. And you can see that my team bonus is going up to over 200. So I have more volume coming in through working coaches and through more customers that I'm signing up for the discount, because that's what goes into that to make that team cycle bonus as well. All right. So you can see that over time that my commissions are still kind of the same. They're close to the same. And then my team cycle bonus is going up. And then if you look at the last 2 years, 2018, again, a paycheck around 600 and something, but the bulk of that paycheck is coming through team cycle bonus. And my retail commission is actually a lot lower. I didn't sell a bunch. And then if you go over again to 2019, this was last week's paycheck, again, that team cycle bonus is where that majority of the income is coming through. So what you want to do in your organization is, number one, you sign people up for the discount because that's what contributes to your team cycle bonus potential. And then obviously as you have working coaches, you get their volume coming through as well. That will contribute to that. Okay. Are you guys with me so far? Okay, but you can see how kind of the compound effect is happening year over year. And if you're staying consistent and you're adding new coaches and you're adding, new customers, and I'm not selling anymore per se, my Success Club numbers have gone up, but you can see that my retail commission stays about the same, whereas it's that team cycle bonus that goes up. So I'm going to talk also about matching bonus. So matching bonus is paid on your coach's team cycle bonus. So say, for example, like Josh made, my husband, he's my highest earning coach last week. So I put Josh as my very first coach, and he's at the top of my organization. And so every time I have coaches coming through that weak side, he is still tapping into team cycle bonuses because all that volume is coming up through him. And so when he had a team cycle bonus check of $126 last week, so I get a 10% match on that. So I made $1,260 off of him. So if you're a diamond coach, you get a 10% match. If you're an emerald coach, you get a 5% match. And those are of your working coaches' team cycle bonus. Okay, so that's why it also benefits you to bring people in and to talk about the business opportunity, because the more working coaches you have, obviously the more bonus potential you have for team cycle bonus and for matching bonus. Okay, so then if you go to fast start bonus, if you guys look at your own paycheck at the very bottom here, it says fast start bonus and fast start bonus plus, or fast start plus bonus. So you guys know that when you sign up a coach with a challenge pack, that's where you're going to see the commission from the fast start bonus. So it won't be up in retail commission. Retail commission's only for your customers. So fast start bonuses are your coaches that you're signing up. And then if you look down at fast start plus bonus, this is $100 that is paid to you every time you enroll 5 coaches within 5 weeks. So I always make it my goal, non-negotiable, that no matter what, I'm signing up at least 5 people for the discount or as a coach every single month, because you're going to get $100 bonus on top of whatever you're doing. So if you just sign people up as customers, then you would never tap into that $100 bonus. And I purposely went back through my paychecks today, and pretty much every single month I have at least one of those. So making that kind of non-negotiable, if you're hitting Success Club 10, signing up all 5 of those people for the discount. I know that's not always the case, but try to get to that point so that you can secure some $100 bonuses. All right. And then I also wanted to show you Josh's account. So, we talk a lot about signing up, 2 accounts. You can have 2 controllable accounts on your credit card. And so Josh was the very first coach that I signed up. But because he's currently Emerald and not Diamond, he's capped at $250 per week. All right, because that's the cap. There's a cap on each rank for how much you can earn through your team cycle bonus. And every time you rank up, it goes up. So if I got him back to Diamond, I would be able to earn $1,000 a week on his account. Not that I do, not that I'm anywhere close to that, but there is that ability to do that. But I also want to say he continuously earns $100 to $200 a week because he's at the top of my organization and he's on my weak side. So when I place coaches, I strategically place them on my weak side, but underneath his coach ID number so that the volume flows up through him and then onto me. So I haven't sold a thing on his account for an entire year, but I still make about $100 to $200 a week off of his account. All right. So once you rank advance a little higher, you can get into your second business center and you can place that under there as well. And we would talk about that when you guys get close. But that's why it's so important to have other controllable accounts, because, it's other sources of income that come in, especially when you really start building your business and you can really build that weak side and bring all of your volume up through that account as well. So I'm double dipping on team cycle bonus through him and through me. Okay. And I know this is probably like, woo, hopefully it's making somewhat sense. And then here is the golden jackpot, friends. This is why so many people want to rank advance and get that star diamond bonus pool. So if you are a 2-star diamond, you would get a quarterly bonus of, this last one was $872. 5-star diamonds get about $2,400. 10 stars get about $17,000. And a superstar diamond, which is a 15-star diamond coach, makes $43,000. Now here's the kicker. If you're a 15-star diamond, you get all 4 of these added together. If you're a 5-star, you get the 2-star and the 5-star. So you have the potential to earn, like Melanie Mitro just got her quarterly bonus check for $65,000. And that's just one quarterly bonus check. So if you think about that 4 times a year, that's close to $250K in bonuses. So there is so much earning potential with this organization. Now, obviously, if you look over here where it says total qualifiers, there's a lot more people, 500 people total, who are getting the 2-star bonus, and there's only 10 people who are getting that 15-star bonus. But it gives you something to shoot for. If you're driven by income or rank, I particularly am driven by rank and recognition. That's just who I am. And so I shoot for these higher ranks, and I sacrifice some or a little bit by signing people up as coaches. But in the end, it pays off, because then you get to tap into these star diamond bonus pools that are paid out on a quarterly basis. So think about that. What if you just got a quarterly bonus check for $65K? I mean, what in the world? So hopefully that wasn't like crazy too much info for your brain. I'm gonna stop my share. But I really wanted to break that down for you guys, because I think sometimes we just get, we're excited to sell a challenge pack and we sell it and it's a customer, and that's great. But it also really benefits you to sign people up as a coach so that you're getting those team cycle bonuses and you're really starting to tap into, kind of that next level of earning and income as well. Whew. Okay. So questions for me?
I do.
Yes, go.
Okay, so Damon is under me. So is that something I need to worry about now? Because I mean, I'm enrolled, but is that something I need to wait about figuring out who needs to be under him for me?
So my typical advice is get yourself to Success Club first before you ever start building another account. And I would say to even shoot for 10. Like if you shoot for 10 on yourself, you know you'll get free commissions coming in the following month. And then if you have more people, you can put them underneath him. But yes, that would be the eventual strategy, is to get yourself 4 coaches on each side and then get Damon to Emerald.
Okay.
But never sacrifice Success Club, for yourself to do that.
So I have a question that kind of goes off of that. I don't remember where I saw this. I think it was on a random YouTube video about coaching. But it was talking about the U+2, and this particular coach, every time she got a new customer, she would have them sign up and buy the challenge pack through her so that she could get the Success Club points. And then she would have that customer transfer to a downline coach so that the future orders would go through that other coach, but she got all of the Success Club points through her account. Is that something that is like taught, or is that just something that she, does that make sense?
It just kind of gets hairy, depending on when that person is going to convert from a customer to a coach. So if I have somebody who I know is going to sign up from the discount from the very beginning and I'm already at Success Club, I'm putting them under my husband and I'm just telling them, hey, it's going to say that Josh Vogt is your coach, but don't worry, he doesn't even know how to really log into the account. I'm still your coach. It's just for placement purposes so that you can be on my team. And in 4 years, no one has said anything to me about that. But you can do that, Katie. I would just, sometimes Beachbody is not the best about like transferring volume to make that person active. And so like if you were depending on that person to sign up as a coach under your husband after they've ordered from you and they come over as an inactive coach, you would have to make sure their next order went through and it went through the right organization. It may just create a little bit more work for you, but I don't know. I don't personally do it that way, but you could try it. Allison, do you do that at all?
I mean, not if they're a customer. Like, why would I wouldn't, it wouldn't make sense to me if they're just a customer. But maybe, I don't know.
I don't know. Uh-oh, one of my kids is up. Where'd Katie go? Did she fall off?
Maybe.
Hey, Renee. What else? Anybody else have like questions about strategy or signing up or ranks?
I just need one more coach to put on. So Tony is on my strong side, which is my right side. Mm-hmm. And I need one more coach to go on the right side to equal out the 4. So I have 4 active working coaches. He's fixing to step in. He's had the man cold and he's going to bed because he's got to go to work tomorrow.
Oh, bye, Tony.
Love you. Lisa said bye. He said bye. So my left side has plenty of coaches on it, but the volume's low. And one of my coaches went inactive and I had another one quit on me altogether. So that's where I am. I'm struggling to get to Diamond, and then I want to build Tony to Emerald. So if I can get my one more person signed up and then Success Club, then I can build him first. And then I have people who want to come in active coaching. It's just getting them to sign up and do it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And you guys will notice that, like, especially in the beginning, I was taught to sign everybody up as a discount coach. Like that was the way I was trained and the way I was taught. And I mean, it makes sense if you're trying to get to, diamond quickly. And you'll have people though that just are hesitant about it. And so you just have to do what's best for your customer, obviously. But I try to present the discount option as the best thing ever. Why wouldn't they do it? You know?
So
go ahead.
Well, I was just going to add on to that one thing that, I mean, I do that. I'd sign people up as discount coaches, but one of the things that they said at our Super Saturday that I thought was interesting, and it was a good point, that it was like a simple point, is that she said it's actually easier for someone to cancel their Shakeology if they're signed up as a coach, because all they have to do is fill out that online form and check the box. But if they're just a customer, to cancel their Shakeology, they have to call. And so she was like, I just tell everybody, like, I'm signing you up as a coach to make your life easier. Even if you're going to cancel it after 30 days, like, it's still easier to cancel if you have this type of account.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Learn something new.
Speaking of coaches, I have a hard time. Like, I have like 4 coaches under me, but I have a really hard time getting people signed up as coaches that are active. Like, none of my coaches that I have want to be active, and then getting anybody to be active, I feel like that's a struggle for me.
Well, Morgan, you're also really new. And I think what's important from the beginning for new coaches especially is to really show like being a product of the product, which you do a great job of, and, bringing people in as customers and signing them up for the discount is not a bad thing. I mean, I didn't have working coaches for a while,
That makes me feel better.
But don't negate the coaching opportunity. I do think you should take, certain times during the week and talk about, what coaching is doing for you as a brand new coach, as an Emerald coach, whether you made $100 and that's paying for your groceries for the week, or, that you have this side gig like you did the other day, like you're paying off your debt, like those kinds of things are going to make people see. And the more you talk about it, if you don't talk about it, people don't know,
Yeah, one of my girls is getting married soon, and I told her, like, there's 2 reasons I coach. 1, because it helps pay off my debts, and 2, because I push myself because I know there's people on my team watching me. So if I wasn't a coach, I don't think I'd be as consistent as I have been with working out.
Yep. You'll get there. Don't stress it. Just continue to do what you're doing and offer the discount to people,
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. What else? Who else? Renee, go.
I had a question, actually.
Hi.
At one point I saw in our message thread that you were saying something about only $25 cap gift card for giveaways, as far as trying to like.
Yeah.
So what about for when you already have like a group? What about like the already paid customers? Like, because I didn't see that, and I was gonna do it, and I got a $50 card. I didn't buy it, but it was given to me, and I am never gonna use it. It's for the App Store. I'm against buying apps. I only get free apps, so I'm never gonna use it. And I was like, oh, maybe I'll use this for Beachbody, but obviously it's over $25. So what about, for if you've already have like an established group and you've got like, 15 ladies, and Biggest Loser this month gets $50, what about that? Is there like a...
I would have to look through the PMP, but I think the way it's written is you can't like entice a new coach to sign up with more than a $25 gift.
Okay. That's what I kind of figured, because I see other coaches sometimes, be like, oh, this month my Biggest Loser got a pair of Nikes. And I'm like, well, that's more than $25 a pair of Nikes, so I kind of figured, but I didn't know.
So legally, a gift card or money is different than a gift like a pair of Nikes. Like, it's a totally different, it's a legal issue where like cash and gift cards are in a different type of giveaway bracket, if that makes sense. And that's true for like all types of businesses, not just Beachbody, just so you know.
And I'm trying to look in the FAQ right now, but I don't see it, but it's probably in the P&P underneath like training and support within our coach office. I'd have to look there to get the specific details, but I'm pretty sure the way it's written is more for enticing people to enroll with you as their coach. You know what I mean?
So like tonight when I posted about a 3-day refresh, should I not have done that? I was using that as a giveaway. If to draw a drawing, if people sign up with me this month, I'll put them in a drawing for my 3-day refresh that I don't want to use.
Oh yeah, I think that's fine. I think
Okay.
just talking specifically about cash, gift cards, things like that. Let me find the actual, I don't want to give you the wrong info.
Okay.
I'll see if I can find the actual verbiage and exactly what it says.
Yeah,
Okay.
I looked in the FAQ, but I didn't see really
Yeah,
anything.
I just
so
looked in
I
the
was just
FAQ.
gonna save it until it's just sitting on my desk. I don't know.
I'll look in the P&P.
Yeah, I'm doing the same thing Courtney's doing. I got that refresh and now I'm doing Transform 20. And trying to do yoga at night. I don't think I want to do a 3-day refresh with doing Transform 20. So I was going to do my 3-day refresh as a giveaway too.
Yeah, I think that's fine. Especially if it's a giveaway, you know, I mean, people have to purchase to be entered or, you know what I mean? But I'll look for that tonight or tomorrow and let you guys know what I find. Cool. What else? Katie, we lost you.
I know. My phone died right as you were answering my question. I got my hair done after work today, and I didn't have a chance to charge it because my phone. Doing this since I started coaching, my phone only lasts like half a day because I'm on Facebook all day.
Yeah, you're gonna have to get one of those like little things that you just put your phone on and it charges.
Battery pack thing, yeah.
Yes. Did you hear the answer or no?
I think I did, yeah.
I mean, yeah, and that would just be up to you, but I personally would just, you know, the people who wanted to sign up for coaching, I would sign them up through me until I hit 10. Yeah. And then I would go to another account and just say, hey, you know, I manage multiple accounts within my organization. It's a household account. I'm still your coach, you know. Yeah. Technically it'll say this. You know, I've even done that. I've placed people under my next door neighbor before to hold another account at Diamond. And I just tell them, hey, it will say your coach's name is Meg, but don't worry, Meg doesn't even coach. It's just for technicality purposes, and I will still be your coach.
Okay. That makes sense. It sounded really complicated to try to sign them up through you and then have them fill out the form, switch coaches, and that seems like too much anyway.
Yeah, it's too complex, and then they have to fill out that reimbursement form and all that stuff. So that's why, again, I offer that discount up front, try to make it seem like super amazing. And I even position it as, hey, you get a chance to bypass the $40 coach enrollment and sign up for the same discount I get, and you don't even have to work the business.
Right. Okay.
And usually that works. Well, I don't know. I'm like 80-20, you know, I would say. Guess what? You know, our team is getting serious when I paid for a full year of Zoom unlimited. So no more pop-ups that say your time is up, but we will keep to our time. I just wanted to let you guys know that we no longer have a time frame on Zoom. That means we're serious. What else? Anything else? Questions? Comments?
I just hit Success Club right before I jumped on this call.
Woohoo! Good job.
Good job.
A deluxe. She's like, what about the other one with the this and this and this? And I was like, oh, you ain't playing.
Yeah.
So I was working really hard for that. I wanted to do it before the 15th. So
good for you, Renee. I'm proud of you. That's great.
Thank you.
Yes. You know, I was reading a book one time, a professional development book. I don't remember which one it was, but it kind of taught you to do the reverse. Like you always like to start with the base pack, and then when they say no, go up. And I thought that was like an interesting strategy to be like, oh, well, there's also this other package that is like 50,000 more things and it's only 200. And like the person who wrote the book was like, I close more middle level sales than I do lower level sales because I use this strategy. I don't know. It doesn't work for me, but that's why I just start in the middle.
That's my second deluxe one, so I don't really know what it is that I'm doing, but I was just pleased. And it's also a lady that I've been inviting since 2016. So I just wanted to say that in her little file in my Google Drive, I've talked to her like 20 times. So, yeah. And I didn't even message her either. She messaged me today and we started talking today. So I haven't talked to her for a while, but yeah, you gotta talk to them 10 plus times before they even like start to consider it, is what I'm starting to see now.
Oh yeah. Even Carl said that on the National Wake Up Call last week, that sometimes it takes people 12 to 18 months, you know, of seeing it and hearing it and finally to say yes. That's true. Yep. Laura, she ignored my message for about 3 years. I'm just kidding.
And, no, it's true. We talked, but yeah, it took me 3 years to get on with Lisa.
Well, you did respond. I'll give you that. At least you did.
Yes.
Respond.
Yes.
All right.
I guess I have another quick question.
Sure.
Courtney sent me some scripts for inviting, and I need to look over those a little bit deeper. But how do you guys pick? The thing that I'm trying to figure out still is inviting people who have not directly either liked or commented or something on my posts. And I'm struggling figuring out which people to target. Like, are you targeting people that are like you? I mean, I think Lisa, you talked about it in the training a little bit. Like, you would look for like boy moms, and you would look for people that, you know, are in a similar stage of life. Is that kind of how you pick them? I'm scared to like offend someone by, I know the fitness, health, weight thing is very touchy. And so I'm just struggling on how to, who to reach out to.
Anybody want to take it, or do you want me to take it? May take it. So Katie, one thing that I do is I go back to people who have liked and commented on posts, just random posts. I'll pick one of the day. And I just talk about like how fun groups are. And that's the way I try to position it. And so I don't really say anything about health, fitness, weight loss. I'll just shoot a quick message to somebody I noticed that's sending, you know, putting likes on a lot of my stuff. And I'll just say, hey, Morgan, you know, thank you so much for the love on my post. It really means a lot to me. And like, you know, my team and I are gearing up to start a super fun or exciting, or, you know, try to use some really great adjectives, challenge next month. And I'm just thinking on the fly here, but I try to talk about the accountability group and just be like, I know you're a busy mom like me. And so I couldn't help but think about it, and think that you would have just as much fun as I do, or that you would want to, you know, not participate, but I'm trying to think of how I would word it. But I more try to focus on that accountability group. And like, my team and I are doing this fun new challenge next week or next month or whenever it is. And I would love to have you join us. Would you be interested in hearing details? And just leave it at that. Just like hype it up to be this fun, exciting place, not really talk about health or fitness, and then ask them if they want the details. And I find that a lot of people are just like, yeah, cool. Sounds fun. What is it? You know, and then I can go into the details. And again, when I'm talking to people, I try not to focus on losing weight and just talk about, you know, we work out together, we follow a meal plan, but don't worry, it's balanced. You can still have all the little things that you love. And we have this group that we check into every single day. And that's what helps keeps us on track. And we share X, Y, Z. So I think focusing on that has helped me.
That makes sense. I feel like I've, at least lately, a lot of the likes have been from mostly coaches and or people that I've already started conversations with. I think that with the Facebook algorithm, it's showing up on their feeds first. So I need to start engaging new people, liking and commenting on their posts, so new people are seeing my stuff. I think that's part of it.
Yeah, so a big part of that would be making sure you're spending time going to other people's pages, liking, commenting, and then even the poll feature, I really like, within the stories. And then, even if they say no, they still get a message from me, or sometimes people don't even use the word no. They'll say yes or duh, or yes please, or something like that. So you don't even get a negative response. But that's kind of how I start my conversations. Like last week, I put something up about avocado toast. I'm like, have you tried avocado toast? Yes or no? And even the people that were like, no, I'd send them a message and be like, I can't believe you've never tried avocado toast. It's so good. Or just something stupid to start a new conversation with somebody that's looking at my stories.
You guys know that dog post or post a picture of your pet post I did on Friday? I had over 200 comments.
Yeah.
And so I've been going through and just sending them private messages like, hey, your dog was so cute. Just wanted to say have a great week, and just leave it at that. And I'm getting a lot of responses that way where they're like, oh, hey, and what are you doing kind of thing. So not that they're biting, but I get that far.
Yeah. And it really is just about kind of building a relationship from nothing, and just kind of starting a conversation about anything, not even about Beachbody related. And then that way, the more you're interacting with them on their page or through Messenger, they're going to see what you're doing. And maybe they come to you, maybe they don't, but it still kind of exposes you or opens your network or your funnel to more people, I think. Anyone else? I haven't done any stories today that are any good. Speaking of, mine's all been food. And I'm starving, so I had to make tea for our call. I can't do meal plan A. Like, I'm dying. It's not enough food. But it's all right. We'll make it through. All right, guys. Anything else? No? Everybody okay? Good? So let's start thinking about a couple things, and we can chat about it in our thread. So we need to get Team Cup teams put together. And then we also need to think about a strategy for phase 2 for Transform 20. What makes the most sense? What creates the least amount of work that will still get people excited to want to do it, So if you guys can do me a favor and think about those two things, then that'll be good. And we'll just post in our little thread if that works.